Bam, going live. Welcome to the show tonight, Pro Se Legal School. We provide the tools that you need to stop the court process. I'm Coach Neighbors, and you guys all know who I am. So, in the stream tonight, we're going to showcase the other foreclosure defense package. And I pasted a link to it already there in the comment section. So for you guys who don't know what's going on, or maybe I don't know. You guys I don't know if you missed me. Okay, so my computer got jacked up and I've been missing in action just for a tad bit. But I know I got haters. So tonight we're having I want to make sure I brought this in from Situation Room, because this could be a situation. So tonight we're talking. I'm having some stuff on sale. We're having some stuff on sale because, they want to try to shut me down. Well, they did for a few days. Y'all, I'm back. And I'm in the Situation Room. So if I'm in the Situation Room, that means I'm not happy about the situation. Okay, so we're going to do a screen share if I can figure out how to do this. And we're going to share. I'm not sure if I can see what I want to share. Well, let's just click on that and see. Okay, can you guys see the foreclosure defense? The 42 U.S.C. 1983. Okay, so we'll just talk about it for a little while. This package was $600. Remember, we have two packages for stopping the foreclosure process, because we basically stopped the state court. We stopped the state court process. We stopped the state court process by filing federal and federal case law and federal acts. The federal acts bring the criminal liability to the table for them in your lawsuit that you get here. Now, the way this works is, and I'm just going to keep it simple, the state court player, you can file higher case law in lower courts, but you cannot answer to Supreme Court or federal court case law using statutes and codes. Statutes and codes are not valid laws, don't have enacting clauses, titles, or bodies. Okay, so, and could it be that simple? Well, when you get done adding the parties to it, the state is actually the one that's trying to steal your property in foreclosure, and the state is paying the judge to take your property from you and rule in their favor in their administrative court. I'm just kind of, and the state is the one that is, pays license according to their information, licensed attorneys, and the state is the one that convinced you to register your deed in their office. And the registration of your deed in their office is what started all of this problem for you. Back in the day, people kept their deeds in the Bible or in their safe deposit box, in the burn box. And if someone wanted to get on your property, they'd have to bring something to the table that was signed and notarized prior to yours. It was simple. But, the attorneys came in and they've convinced people that you got to let them register your stuff so they could make sure nobody, gets on you. And the whole time they're the ones on it. And okay, so here's something. The first illegal lien that was put on your property was the mortgage lien. I mean, think about it. If there were several people who own property, all of those people would have to be present to be able to sign that lien. So the fact that the alleged lender accepted your signature on their proof that you owned it already, and that smells stink. I'm just saying. So, all of that illegal stuff that took place is addressed in the premium foreclosure package. And the foreclosure package that we're talking about tonight, the one that's on sale, we are addressing the 42 U.S.C. 1983 due process violation. The due process violation because they drag. Okay, we won't even start with the registration and all that. Okay, because I get stuck on it. The due process is when they dragged you into their administrative court based off of statutes and codes that they came up with that aren't aligned with the Constitution. Statutes and codes are not valid laws. They don't have enacting clauses, they don't have titles, and they don't have a body. They don't have the three elements that the Constitution and federal law mandates must be present for something to be a valid law. So what is it? It's a policy put out by a corporation like Walmart. Check it out. Okay, but so this whole thing, this whole thing, I'm talking about, the whole thing, the foreclosure, the property tax, the tax on your property. In my head, it don't matter what it is. Oh, it don't matter. They have your deed and doing whatever they want with it. This whole foreclosure thing was structured to roll exactly like it's rolling right now. All right, think about it. You didn't have to. There's no law that says your asses need to register your property in their office. And once your property is registered in their office, that allows them to put the lien again. Okay, what the hell am I talking about? If your deed was not registered in their office, would they be able to verify there was a mortgage lien against your property? I don't know. I'm not that smart. If your deed was not registered in their office, would they be able to verify that there was a lien against your property? Okay, let's take us to step 22. We're going to keep it simple. Okay, if your deed was not registered in the office, would they be able to reclassify your property to one of their commercial classifications, agriculture, residential, or commercial, for the sole purpose of taxation? Oh, these people, they just yeah. Okay, I don't, attorneys telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's just take it a step further. So if your property wasn't registered in their association of deeds, registration of deeds association, which in my opinion is where they go after they trick you and leave the table with your stuff, and they register it there. If your property wasn't registered there, and you're in, non-judicial foreclosure. What is that, for example? If your property wasn't registered there and you're in non-judicial foreclosure, how could they be coming to your house to look at, the realtors and all that? Oh, wait. I've had two people that just got in the program a week and a half ago or whatever. They didn't know they're in foreclosure. They got these realtors coming to their house, everybody in the paperwork's lying. It's so many people sit back and they say, oh, well, these deadbeats, they didn't pay, whatever, whatever. People have no idea how many avenues they have to take your asses right down this path. Uh-huh. Oh, wait, I got a new servicer. Okay, so now you got a new servicer. Or whatever, this all looks, so you send your money over there, and then after a while, the old service like, where the hell's your money? Y'all ass ain't been paying. I need that money. Wait, we've been sending it over to the other servicer. Why the servicer? I'm not lying. I am not lying. Oh, and so now these other people are demanding their money. Did they sell the debt? Because it ain't the lender. It's third-party debt collecting attorneys over there doing that. They all kiss each other's butt because they're all in it together. If you hire a foreclosure attorney, the reason he didn't help you or ain't going to help you or cannot help you in the end or sometime after they take your money in the beginning is because they're buddies down the street doing the same shit they're doing. They sign for each other and do this stuff so they can run this stuff through faster. That's with the local rules. The local rules that came from the Supreme Court. And those local rules aren't connected with the Constitution or anything else. And, that's why we added Supreme Court to the foreclosure lawsuit, because they're screwing you over with the rules that came from them. We add, the Association of Deeds of Real Estate, the Real Estate Association to our station, by stealing your deed. Oh, every state has it worded a little different. Okay, I'm not done with this. Did y'all ask and know there's a land bank? There's a land bank. And we talked about the one in Shelby County, Tennessee, with Darren Woods. Got Channel 5 Action News involved in. And so what the hell does a land bank do? Oh, and this is just my opinion. After your property gets registered over there, so it's in the systems, everybody over here or whatever, okay, and now people from overseas can log in and look at your property too. And some of these people overseas are really smart, and they can hack into your stuff, and there's times when they actually commandeered other people's property because they're able to access your stinking deed. Oh, and that starts but there's no law that says that you need to put, Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'd like to have, this package is on sale because it's pissing me off. And there's another package that's on sale even cheaper than this. And the other package that's on sale is on sale. Well, if you know a little bit of my little past story, you understand why that package is on sale. And I'm thinking it's the people that that jam me up. And this is my new System Pro that I had to buy because I wasn't playing, but I was planning on it being here earlier today. And thank you, Amazon. I'm not complaining. It did come within a few hours, whatever. But thanks to the help of my best friend's friend John across the street, and I actually recovered it myself after John left most of the day working on it. But what I did learn is that when you're trying to get the key in there, you have to use the F numbers at the top, not the other numbers on the side or both. And you got to use F10 for the zero shit. I figured that out after. But John told me how to use those top numbers when we was figuring out that I was toast. So when I got to be not toast, that's what I did, and I figured it out. So I'm back, and I still saved my stuff, and I lost some days at work. So my two bosses ain't humpy, ain't are grumpy. I have bosses on both of my shoulders. So we're having a sale on some stuff, and I'm going to add to offer the paid letter to the $600 package. Now, the $600 package is, I know, if you watch the update instruction video, you understand what the hell you're doing. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun because it doesn't matter what package you get. The goal is to crush the state court process using, federal case law, and we use federal acts that bring criminal liability to you for the assets. Okay, and then they're going to try to answer themselves, but they can't because they don't have a federal bar card. And the one that I have on my website for $25, I don't think is the same one. I don't think it's the same one they need because I'm not accepting their signature on. Well, I take that back. I have two guys that are attorneys and are getting disbarred, and so they got the cards, and I can't wait to hear from them again. But anyway, okay, so to offer the paid letter is going to give you guys the opportunity to challenge the mortgage, to challenge that shit before you're in foreclosure. So how does that work? Well, to offer the paid letter that I structured has a statute in it that they're supposed to follow, because the statutes and codes were for them to keep them doing what, anyway. And it says that if they're going to call in the full loan amount, they're supposed to provide the original instrument of indebtedness. And they can't. They can't. And they bundle that shit up and send it over to China. Everybody worried about China owning a bunch of property and shit. Well, we think we own it and we're living on it, and they're kicking our ass off of it. So I don't know how China's going to come over here. Done. Okay, so, but see, we're not spending a lot of time talking about the what they did. We spend more time addressing why they were able to do what they did. Now, I hope that makes sense to people, okay? Oh, the foreclosure, they threw my shit in the yard. Oh, okay. Before that, they went after you with statutes and codes that aren't valid laws, and they drag your ass into their administrative court. And the administrative court judge does not leave a fact of findings and the conclusions of law, finding the facts and conclusions of law. That means you have shit for an appeal. There's no appeal. There's no appeal. Without that, there's no appeal. Oh, how many of you guys is wasting your time in the appeals court or the Supreme Court? Oh, yeah, the same one that sent those rules down here that they're using to kick your ass with. Oh, no fact of finding conclusions of law. So what we do is we use the offer to pay letter to challenge them. We send it to them certified mail. You can send it to the judge, the judge's chambers. I send it to the clerk. And people tell me, okay. The same people will do this shit. Okay, it's the same people in each group. You can figure out. Okay, the idea is to let their asses know that your legal team said in this letter that you're willing to pay everything that they said, plus 10%, just to be, as long as they're willing to sit down with your legal team and provide the original instrument of indebtedness in its original form. And if they can't do that, then the statute says that they can't call in the full loan. And the reason it was built that way was because, okay, so if they let you do whatever they wanted, then next week, oh yeah, just like just like the people that just got in the program, next week some other fools down the street's gonna be foreclosing on you, and they're not even gonna tell you that they're foreclosing. They're gonna pick it up from behind these other people over here and just link it together and do two foreclosures in one, so to speak. So none of this other stuff is on the record. Oh, how do you how do you keep up with all of that? Welcome, Ken. Loud and clear from Northern California. Cowboy Ken. Thank you, Ken, for showing up tonight. Ken's provided some of the material that we use in our stuff. Oh, uh, yeah. So KSA, whatever. That's their Kansas statutes and whatever, and they're not valid laws, and they don't follow them. So, and for me, I'm not sure why you. I mean, nice that you throw this up here, but I'd rather just go straight to the suing some people. I ain't got time for all this other shit. When you fill out their stuff, you're agreeing to their shit, and that's how people. So what are they rule on? If the clerk agrees, it stays private, and the rule immediately. So, do they deliver your deed to your house? Do they let your ass out of jail and put that money back into your trust that they took while they had you locked up? I'm I mean, okay, so what if they took you to jail and then they foreclosed on your property while you was in jail and got their ass to speed it up because they put a tax lien against your property to stop you from selling it in the first place? Oh. Oh, what if there was a tax lien against your ass? Oh, well, good luck. That's not what we do. So you mean you're placing it in the record? Or because when you're in administrative court, you're not filing shit. You're just placing it in a record. You file stuff in a judicial court where you have constitutional rights. And the only one that I know about is the International Court of Trade. All of these courts are administrative courts, and they don't give a shit about the rules or about anything else. Maybe you start your own channel. Do you have a channel? I know you're not sure about my scenario, so that's not why we're here. Okay, tonight we're here to talk about what I got to talk about. So I'm gonna move you to the side. You can go back and read while you're here. Okay, so the offer to pay letter is going to be included in the not the premium pack. Actually, it is in the premium package. But the difference between the two is still the premium package addresses the mortgage fraud to real estate deed fraud, okay, that took place after you left the signing table. That's what the premium package addresses. Okay, but the other package addresses the 42 U.S.C., which is basically your due process violation, and it also brings criminal liability to the table. Some of the packages have Tucker's Act issues. Some of the packages have the foreign agent registration issue. Now, that package is also supported by several other punching documents that we have in the premium packages. So, and people need to understand that the goal of what you're doing here is not to litigate anything in state court. because there's statutes and codes. It's like Kafim is saying, we don't litigate anything in state court. And so our goal is to stop the entire state court process, because if you don't do that, they're going to be on the phone in federal court telling them to stall, want to move your ass up on the list for whatever it is that they're trying to do to you. And that's why we have it set up to do that. And after you get them crushed by adding, we do it several ways. You can add the state, these other corporations that I mentioned, the judge, you can add them to their own as plaintiffs in a counterclaim. You can file the same lawsuit that you're going to file in federal court when you get done crushing this. You can file as a counterclaim for $9 million or $200 million, like we did. Okay, you can file the same thing. You can file it as a counterclaim. This way, you're not having to pay to get some money on the table. And then you got the demand for sanctions, and then you got the temporary restraining order to block their entire state from receiving federal funding, as per the spending clause in the Constitution, if they violate their rights, if they violate the due process, and I think the Fifth Amendment of the state citizens, then they don't qualify for federal funding. And that's kind of a thing that we stick in the face to have fun with, because that's what I tell you here is in this program, you're going to learn how to have fun. And once you stop the state court process, because they can't answer to statutes and codes, they can't answer to federal case law with statutes and codes. Once you stop that process, you get your lawsuit filed in federal court, get all the parties served. And then what I like to do is order, because right on the lawsuits, you're going to have on there that settlement conference, trial, who the hell? No, we're asking for settlement conference. It's right on the paper, settlement conference. And the reason is because if those fools couldn't answer in state court to anything that you filed, they don't have standing to answer in. But you can put it a little softer, like my legal team wanted me to make sure the court is aware that we're very concerned with the court's resources. And we'd like to preserve those resources, for judicial functions. Yeah, and let the court know that we're here because the state court or the other court, whichever one it is, took judicial authority without providing the finding of facts and the conclusions of law, which means that they just drag you into their administrative court. Oh, now we're about to start over, right? And so the foreclosure package that we have is, for the lesser amount, it's still powerful. You just have more fun in the other one, and things go a lot quicker because you're addressing the real estate deed fraud. And the lawsuit in the premium package is about real estate deed fraud. Now I need people to remember that we're not here to talk about what they did. We're not here to talk about what they did. A lot of that is emotional stuff that need to be checked at the curb in the first place. Okay, we're not here to talk about if you still have emotional stuff, then you need to jump it up another 2-3 million or 100 million or whatever. Okay, I'm just saying that stuff needs to be checked at the curb. We're here to address why they were able to do that, and to make sure that you get compensation or you get put back where you, something. And in most cases, you should be looking to get your deed delivered. If I ever had to go to court for my property situation, that's the first thing I'd be doing is challenging the judge. The judge is here to make sure that those people over there are following the statutes. And the statute says your deed's supposed to be delivered to you. And it's not conveyed, yada, yada, yada. And, you get that on open record. There's been a couple of people that got that, and Nikki Ross had some people, one that, and they didn't even have to file a lawsuit. They went down there talking shit. They understood what the hell, and they sent them right over to talk to the judge, which was the damnedest thing because they didn't want to have a hearing. And they got her stuff delivered. And that's when I got kicked off of Teachable. The attorneys at Teachable didn't like that. So challenging the real estate deed fraud, that's what the premium package, the other package addresses the due process violation. And pretty much it's kind of the same, but the higher package is more specific about the fraud. And most of the coaches that are in the program and some attorneys are using that package. And there's entrepreneurs who just started, and there's a couple that invest in the Prosecutor Eliminated package too. And we'll probably talk about that package in the next live stream. So this lawsuit to stop the court process is on sale right now. It was at half price of $600. They marked it down to $300, and I'm gonna leave here for a day. $300 to kick these people's ass and get your $200 million lawsuit filed in federal court after you get done crushing their ass and having fun. $300. And the coaching is done at neighbors_coach on Twitter. I have been struggling with people on Gmail, and I think I clicked on the wrong thing and got, So I'm only going to answer one or two. If you have a problem and you didn't get what you should have, you should call me. Just call me. And tell me, hey, coach, now you should give some time. Call me in 2 minutes because they came through in 2 minutes. And you can't open this shit on your phone. Okay, but you should call me if you invest in one of my packages. And, this doesn't happen often, but sometimes I think when the internet resets or something, I have fiber, so I'm hoping it ain't over here now because I'm at undisclosed location with all the high dollar shit. But it don't matter. I don't have a lot of time to spend on emails. And, if you're in the program, then we should be communicating in the coaching group. Now, keep in mind, I'm not sitting there and waiting for everybody to call me and ask me stuff. Okay, that's crazy. Most of the stuff people can learn if they've done their homework. And that's how this is set up. The program was set up to run without me here. I have my packet over here in case I got to go on vacation somewhere because the asses already know that I ain't taking no deal. So, and I started learning this stuff, and it came in pretty handy because I didn't need commissary. I help people get out, and that's my inspiration every freaking day, baby. I keep it right there so I can see it. People call me, I don't know, I'm in fear of prosecuting now. I don't want to hear none of that shit, okay? I can tell you right now, I'm a coach, and that's how I roll. It's been my whole life, pretty much in sports, whatever. And I don't like being on the other side over there getting my ass kicked. I ain't used to that at all. And, people get in the program and they don't do what they're supposed to. I set this up myself from the real-time feedback from a lot of people, okay? And this is what I do. You call, I'm the one to answer the phone. That's how it rolls. Okay, so my point is, the words matter. The words that come out of your mouth when we communicate, or that you message me when we text, or that you whatever, the words matter. And the words let me know if you're willing to do whatever it takes or you're not. It's, I don't know, for me, there's no middle. You're either in or you're out. If you're willing to do whatever it takes, you have different words when you communicate with me or when you get in my program. If you're not willing to do whatever it takes, then there's other words that you use, and then there's words that I use, and then if you're not willing to do what it takes, then you're gonna go and you're gonna leave some shitty messages, how I don't care about you and all of that. And those messages are from people who think that coaching is holding their damn hand and telling them what to do. And that's not coaching to me. Because as soon as their coach is hauled off to jail or somewhere, on vacation, let's go with that. That sounds better. Nothing is going to happen. Your ass is going to go sit down because you did not learn how to jumpstart your critical thinking process. That's what this is. Jumpstarting your critical thinking process. So you can start seeing the picture I see. When you do, you'll have way more fun. Your stress level will go way down, and these people are going to be kissing your butt. Yeah, but they're trying to shut me down. So, they don't know where I'm at right now because I'm still at an undisclosed location helping out a superhero. And just y'all know, I got my software here. So, well, actually, I don't need it now because I figured it out. So now I got the bid lock code, and I got the code for the software the software. So I probably won't need that, but I know I probably should get another computer so I can have a laptop. So I ain't trying to miss 2 or 3 days when people could be knocking these people in the face and getting some shit done. So that's coach ain't trying to have that. Wow. So, okay. For the people that are here, the terminate divorce paper lawsuit is on sale. And it's on sale cheap. It's on sale cheap. It got transformed from the marriage dissolution package that had a couple of things. Then it had a little lawsuit, and it got transformed from that into $200 million. Oh, and it has a whole bunch of punching documents in it because this is what I used while they were harassing my foster kid. And we beat their ass in state court, but they just want to ignore. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We're just going to ignore everything, and then we're going to tell your foster kid we could go ahead and have a trial for him, but he can't bring his dad because that was foster dad because. I know why they don't like it. What are you going to do? Well, what I told them that we were going to do was sue their happy asses in federal court. And I told them that when we did that, we were already suing the judge for her property at 1211 Massachusetts in Lawrence, Kansas, 66449. And we're going to put a lien against the recorder of deeds office, and the assets in that office. And then when they start playing around, and I haven't checked yet, I probably should have checked last week. Okay, so divorce judge Joshua Matthews dismissed his foreclosure bullshit that he was bringing in against my foster kid, and I'm sure it was because the fire that we bring in to the asses on the federal court. Now, we challenged the federal court judge at the gate because we got up here, we want to sell him in conference. We challenged the federal judge. The legal team done research and concluded that it appeared that the federal judge had not used a fact of findings and finding of facts and conclusions of law in his or her prior ruling for the last 5 months. We get the last 5 months. And there was some concern to that because if the federal judge, doesn't provide those things at the end of the ruling, then it's an administrative. They just dragged you over to an administrative just like they did on the state court level. And remember, in this program, you only need one judge to object and deny you. And I have people having a hard time understanding that you crush the court process on the state court level because you file cases like they can. You crush the process. The magistrate judge does not have judicial authority to be involved in your case without the signed consent from all parties. So the first mistake, now, if it was me, I would just sue the magistrate judge. I would file another $400 lawsuit in federal court and sue the magistrate judge for assisting of them when the magistrate judge didn't have consent or whatever. The first time they jack you up, you need to address that because if they make a ruling, it's administrative. They don't have, how can it be judicial? It can't be judicial because your ass is there based off of their fake statutes and codes. I'm just saying. So as soon as the judge gets in your face and denies something, and on a state level, you shouldn't even be worried about that because you should be suing the judge and the state and the Real Estate Deed Association, the Supreme Court, or whatever. Suing those people have way more value than suing all these other attorneys because they piss you off and all these other people that have been talking shit in your ear or whatever. Yep, sue the people you're going to be getting money from because those people don't have no money. But what we did was we sued. We're suing the attorney for his bar card and his personal assets and stuff. So we're going to see how that goes. At the end of the day, the judge is not okay. So what's going to happen is these players are going to go sit their happy asses in federal court, let's go, judge. We ready? Wait a minute. Time out. They couldn't answer to anything on the state court level, so they don't have standing to answer shit here. Why? Why don't they have standing? They don't have standing to answer to anything here because they don't have a damn federal bar card. Remember? They don't have a bar card. They're on the state level. If they're going to respond in federal, they can't represent themselves. They couldn't do it in state court. But on federal court, they'll walk up with all their stuff and sit the hell down and act like, and people are like, I don't know. Judge, are you helping them? Because they don't have a federal license to be up in here. And I've got one I got from waitingcourtnow.com for $25. Okay. I know. You skeptical people, you skepticism people. I didn't even use that word, so I don't even know how to say it. Okay, you people who can't control your mind. I know what y'all thinking. It doesn't matter. Dude, when you get the right people on there, it only takes one person to want to go sit down. Okay, wait, why? Why would they sit down? The main thing that these people are concerned about is the why. If people know why they are doing things, if they understand the why, they'll know what. You know what, because they did that shit to you already, and now you're understanding the why. They don't want everybody to know what they're doing to people. And part of what we're doing in the prosecutor eliminated package, I have a young man that we're gonna get him out of jail. And part of what we're doing there is, we're providing these videos with the facts in them. And if we put these people's names in the title, just like Judge Annie T. Kristoff, our stuff will pull it right underneath there, right underneath there. Our video, our YouTube video pulled up right underneath federal judge, Tennessee Judge Annie T. Kristoff website. And, the metadata is the first paragraph and a half or 2 paragraphs, whatever, that you can actually read before you click on it. Said Judge Annie T. Kristoff. Judge Annie T. Kristoff is sued for assisting fellow bar members. Oh, that was so powerful. And yeah, I took a screenshot of that puppy dog and made another video. And of course, I was helping Tammy kind of tag teaming. So I was sending these videos to all of those people in the legal department and all the judges and everybody in Tennessee. Now y'all see why I'm hiding down that undisclosed location. And those videos made a huge difference. And then they went back then, and then my wife went over to look at it, and she pulled it up, and she couldn't find it. They moved that shit way back there. She went 17, 18 pages. She couldn't find it. But it didn't matter, because the next video that I put and that I made showing her website, and that they moved it and put a whole bunch of shit on there, I still had the screenshot and had to open up from the middle. In case you guys didn't have it, bam, there you go. Oh, there's my stuff right underneath her stuff. Anyway. So that package don't sell. The crushed divorce paper lawsuit package is also on sale really cheap, because I'm pretty sure those were the assholes that got me jammed up. I only take on one special project at a time. And those people were really mad when they had to drop their shit and go sit their happy asses down. Thank you. I know they watch it. They didn't have to take the beating for a year and a half. Now, what we did in the end was we got a certified copy of the entire state docket sheet, and we took that shit over to federal court. And when we filed the $200 million lawsuit, we also included, and it was about that thick, it was all fake shit they put together 2 weeks or so prior, after they sent 2 assistant attorney generals down here who got jammed up with the forest shit. And then they sent 2 more attorneys from Missouri to try to protect their property. And the attorneys from Missouri was whining that we didn't properly serve the LLC. And in their document, they had the judge's name, who was the owner of the LLC. And so we fire agent their ass too, and then we struck their shit down. Because I'm not an attorney or a corporation. I don't have to serve a fake ass corporation. I added the corporation to be clear, and I added the person who owned the LLC there. And people can tell people, oh, you can't sue LLC, you can never. I can sue whatever the hell I want. That's ridiculous. I'm not an attorney. I don't roll with a bunch of limitations, and I don't roll kissing their ass. So we're suing the LLC. We're taking the property, and we found out that, well, there's some discrepancies with the tax issue. Apparently, the property is listed as residential, and it's commercial, and it has a bunch of law offices in there. And so I had a professional. who understands that pay or look at how she has it all in my professional person. Said that there's some discrepancies there. So we've already well actually I haven't sent it out yet because my computer went down. We're going to report her to the IRS so they could get that worked out because we ain't paying. You know, we ain't paying. We're gonna put a kids dance studio in that building. I have a lady that wants to do that in the kids park right across the street. So she was wondering how much I was going to charge for rent. I said, actually, my foster kid's going to own that, but I'm sure he'll let me do whatever I want with it. And we ain't going to be charging rent because we ain't paying nothing except to get the lawn service or whatever. But we'll work that out. You know, you got to dream big, and then you got to be willing to do whatever it takes. And so that's what we have here. You got to be willing to do whatever it takes. So, Vienna, you need to contact me in the coaching group or get one of the packages and get to work. At neighbors_coach. That's where the coaching takes place. Now you can go there and then you can message me in the window. But keep in mind, it's better for you to go to. It's going to be better for you to go to the website and look at the most asked question and answer section, and look at the package that you need for whatever your problem is. And look at there's two descriptions for it. There's one description that has a lot of words, and then there's a more specific description that's a lot shorter. And then you can go to the YouTube channel and take a look at the instructional video playlist. All of the videos are arranged in different playlists. You can go to the instructional video playlist and take a look at the updated instructional video for the lawsuit package that you invested in. Now, when people invest in the premium package, you can't go back and watch all those other videos and be doing that other shit. That's not how that works. When you invest in the premium package, before you invest in the premium package, you can look at the updated lawsuit instructional video that's in that list. It only shows the front page, okay, because we don't give all of our stuff away. When you invest in the package, you'll get a video that will download with the file, which is the updated instructional video for the premium package. And that's what you have to use. You can't use the other stuff. If you do, you're dumbing it down. What we have here was accumulated from all of the real-time feedback from all that other stuff. The difference is this is going to get you, you'll have more fun, and this is going to get you over there a whole lot quicker than over here because they don't want to talk about. They don't want. Remember, we talked about this. y'all need to keep up. They don't want to talk about all of that. That's more important. And the premium package makes it a lot faster, so you can get more people, get more shit done, and people can learn how to. With the premium packages, you can train your own legal team. I'm not shitting you. You can train your own legal team with the premium package, and if you invest in the premium package to do that, I would set up the coaching where I'm talking to everyone, so at the same time, so that all the heads are together. And it's interesting how people come up with once they start that critical thinking process get jump started. I've had people come up with some ideas. I had one lady told me that her friend told her before she filed the lawsuit that she should go down and place it on the public record. She said, well, that's a good idea. Like, hell yeah, that's a great idea. Now it's in comments. You know, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, but that's a good idea. You're pissing me off. No, actually, okay. So that whole thing is how we got to where we are now. You know, listening to people, and there's other people who come up with some things, and there's people that came up with things because they told me words. And later on that night, at the end of the day, my computer does this weird shit in my brain, whatever. And then I thought, damn, oh. And then there's the beauty of the coaching group at Twitter, okay? Because all the stuff that we've used and had to overcome, if there was a situation, then it got posted in the group, and how to change the situation, all the way down to words. You know, now most of the time it was linked to the words, and the link linked to my blog site, because you can't leave a whole bunch in there. But, you know, if I need to, you can figure out a way to do that so that everybody in the group can see that. Now, people can go to the group and just scroll through and see what other stuff was brought up or whatever. But keep in mind, if you invest in the premium package, then you need to make sure that you're using the strategy for those packages. And if you invest in the package, not the premium package, then the coaching is done. If you invest in a premium package, then I have a protocol for coaching, and that would be that you email me that you had a question or whatever, and then I would get back to you when I can. I don't take phone calls all day from people that have their stuff. If you didn't get your stuff or something didn't download or something, then call me. You know, I have no problem taking. I would rather have you call me so that we can talk, and then I can have you leave your name and your email address on a text message with just that, so I can see it without having to look at a bunch of stuff. And then that'll remind me later. And sometimes I have people email me to remind me later. But the email thing is getting crazy because people are thinking I'm coaching and all this stuff, and it's just easier because now if you text me or you call me, and then you text me, I have your information, and then I can get back to you, whatever. And I know that you're a real person and whatever, and you invested some money as opposed to these other fools. Now, the last time I got hacked, I think was about 3 years ago, maybe 3.5, and they got my YouTube channel. They commandeered, but okay, so my best friend that is the superhero that I'm actually helping now was badass on the computer. He already talked. Okay, now, soon as I'm sitting there and I got this little thing saying from PayPal, oh, thank you for purchasing what? It's like 11 o'clock at night, 10:30. I didn't buy nothing. Oh, boy, I went straight over to Google Wallet, started changing my shit. And by the time they figured out that there was another email address was the main one, I was changing it. And then they changed it back. And then I changed it again. And then they changed it back. And then I changed it again. And then they changed it back. And then I asked my wife to go put some coffee on. And she said, what? It's 11:45, dude. Yeah. At 4:45 in the morning, whoever the hell it was, I ain't going to call him a dude because I ain't assuming shit. They freaking gave up at 4:45 in the morning. And, okay, they ran a live stream on my freaking YouTube channel. And they ran my Google AdWords bill up to $39,862 in less than an hour. And then Google AdWords had the nerve to freeze my account. They told me that I was circumventing I was circumventing their system. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Y'all hasn't been taking my money for a real long time, and I've been leaving a lot of shit on the table, okay? Y'all has know that there ain't no way in hell. I mean, if I could do that, why would I wait and keep giving you my money for 7 or 8 years, okay, before I circumvent your damn system? And if I was going to circumvent your system, why would I stop? Because obviously y'all ass can't stop me. Whoever it was, I didn't say it was me, okay? Yeah, they gave me back my account later, but, yeah, it was a mess. Okay, so I ain't complaining too much. I only lost a couple of days over here. And, I did have my computer backed up, but I didn't remember how it was backed up. And so, we got, we learned. I took a couple of punches. But I'm punching y'all asses back right now because I got some shit cheap on the website. Okay? So y'all need to go over there and get that shit. I got to get some shit done for Anthony before I go to bed tonight because I'm running behind on his program. Because I've been in the dark. I'm working on another project. I'll show you guys in the next live stream the project that I worked on during the time that I didn't have a computer. But I don't want y'all to judge me, okay? Because it came out, it's looking, just keep it in mind. I don't want you to judge me. So I'll see you guys in the next live stream. And you're welcome. You got to understand that we have the stream, and even though I didn't have a lot of people here tonight, it was last minute, the people that showed up. And there's some people here that you can't see because we also stream on Facebook and Twitter. So the people show up to hear what I said we're going to talk about. So I want to make sure that that's what we talk about because no one really wants to hear people's individual stuff. We know the collective stuff, how we're all crushing their ass with the ching-chang that you can get on the website. And there is the website, wincourtnow.com. You guys can head over there and take a look at the most asked question and answer section, how this works. And you have a better idea how we, stop the foreclosure. Oh, foreclosure, you mean the court process. Come on, Coach, keep up. I'm right here. Thank you guys for the value of sharing your time.